Liam Payne was an icon, a figure who rose from the depths of reality TV to global superstardom with One Direction and loved by millions. But behind the fame and success, there was a hidden story of personal struggles and deep emotional pain. Tragically, in October 2024, the world lost Liam Payne far too soon. What really happened in the days leading to his tragic passing? What dark truths lie behind the smile we all saw on stage? In this video, we explore the struggles that defined Liam's life, the heartbreaking end to his journey, and the incredible moments that made him a star in the first place. We look at recent updates where the investigation into his death in Buenos Aires has moved forward after a judge's decision to rule herself out of the probe was reportedly overturned.
I had a few of them. I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. But rock bottom...
Liam Payne's rise to fame wasn't easy. It didn't come overnight. It all started with a dream that would eventually lead him to become one of the most iconic pop stars in the world. But to truly understand how Liam went from an ambitious boy with a big voice to a global sensation, we need to take a look at where it all began. In 2008, a then 14-year-old Liam stepped onto the stage of the X Factor. But despite his incredible voice, he didn't make it through the competition. Judges praised his talent, but criticized his lack of confidence, and he was sent home. It was a heartbreaking moment, but it wasn't the end. Most people would have given up, but not Liam. He knew he had something special, and he wasn't ready to walk away just yet.
Liam, how are you?
How are you doing, Simon? You alright?
Nice to see you.
I haven't seen you in a long time.
It's been a while. 2 years, yeah?
2 years.
2 years later, Liam returned to the X Factor, a little older, a little wiser, and with a stronger sense of self. This time, he wasn't just another contestant. This time, he was ready to shine. This time, Liam impressed the judges with his powerful voice. But what happened next would change his life forever. After that audition, Liam didn't make it as a solo act, but fate had something big in store for him. Along with 4 other talented young men, Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, Louis Tomlinson, and Niall Horan, Liam became part of a new boy band. One Direction. The chemistry between the boys was undeniable. What started as a group formed to compete on a TV show turned into something much larger than anyone could have imagined. The moment One Direction took stage for their first group performance of Torn, the world was hooked. What followed was a world chart-topping hits, screaming fans, and a level of success that no one, not even the boys themselves, could have anticipated. Liam was no longer just a boy with a big voice. He was part of a global phenomenon. One Direction quickly became one of the biggest boy bands of all time, breaking records, winning awards, and gaining millions of loyal fans around the world.
So the announcement is, we now have a 4th night at the Staples Center.
Harry Styles even compared the band to the Beatles. Liam's deep, soulful voice was the perfect complement to the group. Though each member of One Direction had their own unique style, Liam became known for his powerful vocals, his charisma, and his connection with the audience. He wasn't just a member of the boy band, he was a star in his own right. But as One Direction's success grew, so did the pressures of being in the spotlight.
You know what I mean? So I think for artists, in the sense, they do need that. I feel that it doesn't need to get lost in translation and other things. It genuinely needs to be a care system. But then,
what many fans didn't see was the personal toll that fame took on the boys. For Liam, it was a challenge balancing his private life with the overwhelming attention that came with being in one of the world's most famous bands. Liam's journey wasn't as simple as it seemed. Behind the fame, he was struggling with his own inner battles. The pressures of fame, the strain on his mental health. His story was about to take a darker turn.
In certain circumstances, I'm quite lucky to be here still, which is something I've never really shared with anyone.
Explain.
I can't go too deep into it.
In interviews, Liam started to open about his struggles. He spoke candidly about how the weight of fame affected his mental health and how, despite the success, he felt like he was losing himself. In one interview he said, "It's tough to always be happy when you're not really feeling it inside." As time went on, Liam's struggles with mental health worsened. He later revealed that he had been battling severe anxiety and depression. It became increasingly difficult for him to manage the constant pressure, and the more he tried to keep it hidden, the harder it became.
Got was just lock us in our rooms. And of course, what's in the room? Minibar. So at a certain point I thought, well, I'm going to have a party for one. And that just seemed to carry on throughout many years of my life. And then you look back, how long you've been drinking and stuff, and like, Jesus Christ, that's a long time.
Liam had always been the strong one, the one who carried the group with his deep voice and charisma. But as time went on, that weight began to feel unbearable. He'd spent so many years putting on a brave face for his fans, but in private, he was hurting. As One Direction's fame reached dizzying heights, the pressure mounted. Every move was scrutinized, every word dissected by the media, and every performance had to top the last. It wasn't just the concerts or the interviews, it was the constant weight of being in the public eye. And for Liam, this became too much. In 2016, One Direction announced an indefinite hiatus. For many fans, it was a heartbreaking moment. But for Liam, it was a mixed blessing. The band's break allowed him to take a step back from the chaos, but it also left him with a new set of challenges. Solo life brought new opportunities, but also new pressures. Liam embarked on his solo career, but the transition wasn't easy. Without the safety net of the band, the emotional weight became even heavier. The world now saw him as an individual, and with that came an increased sense of responsibility. He had to be perfect, or so he thought. As Liam navigated his solo career, another battle surfaced: addiction. Reports began to surface about Liam's struggles with alcohol and prescription medications. In private, he had been using substances to cope with the stress and pain, but it was beginning to spiral out of control. Liam had always been open about his need for control, but addiction was taking away that control. For a while, he turned to alcohol to numb the pain of loneliness, anxiety, and depression. But the more he drank, the harder it became to manage his emotions and his public persona. Liam showed incredible bravery when he spoke publicly about his struggles. It wasn't an easy decision, but by opening up, he gave others the permission to do the same. For many fans, it was a wake-up call to recognize the importance of mental health and the courage it takes to ask for help. Unfortunately, Liam lost the battle on October 16, 2024. His death was caused by internal and external bleeding after he fell from a third-floor balcony of the Casa Sur Hotel in the trendy Palermo neighborhood of Argentina's capital. Payne is survived by his parents, Geoff and Karen Payne, his two older sisters, Ruth and Nicole, and his then 7-year-old son, Bear Gray Payne, with his former girlfriend, the musician Cheryl. The investigation into Liam's death in Buenos Aires is progressing after a higher court reportedly overturned a judge's decision to step away from the case. In late March, public prosecutor Andres Madrea argued that Judge Laura Bruniet should remain on the case, despite her request to transfer the investigation to local prosecutors. She had suggested that national prosecutors were not responsible for the case, as one of the allegations involved claims that Payne had been abandoned before his death. A higher court ruled in favor of the prosecution, reinstating Judge Bruniat. This ruling could potentially expand the investigation, with reports suggesting that prosecutors are considering manslaughter charges against hotel staff who were seen on video carrying Payne from the lobby to his room. 5 individuals have since been charged in connection with his accidental death. 2 face charges for supplying narcotics, while 3 have been accused of criminal negligence for failing to assist a person in a vulnerable state.
And that's my favourite hair on Liam. I just love that one. Just shed tears just looking at him.
Well, yeah, you've only got the images. Like,
yeah, that's all you've got.
Thank you,
and they become like someone in a newspaper and a magazine. So yeah, I always believed that Liam would make it, but never this big. Never in my wildest dreams would I think he was big. It goes away for so long. Sorry.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. You never know who might need to hear this story today.